Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape, you already know that the AFC North is one of the most competitive divisions in football. Every year, it's a battle, a war of attrition, and the Steelers are right in the middle of it. But what's really catching everyone's attention right now is how the division is shifting, how the balance of power might be tilting away from certain rivals and toward the Steelers, especially with some intriguing developments at the wide receiver position. And yes, I'm talking about the current situation with the Steelers' wide receivers. What's happening with Calvin Austin III, Roman Wilson, and the potential for some roster moves that could shake things up even more. This season started with a lot of questions surrounding the Steelers, particularly on offense. Everyone thought that with the way the team was shaping up, they'd be looking to add a veteran receiver before the season even kicked off. The idea was, maybe, to bring in someone with a proven track record, someone who could step in immediately and help the offense take that next step. But as it turns out, those plans didn't materialize. The Steelers held their ground, and instead, they're riding with the guys they've got, namely Calvin Austin III and Roman Wilson, and so far, those two have shown some promising signs that could be crucial for the team's success this season. Now, Calvin Austin III, the little speedster with incredible quickness and agility, really made a splash in Week 1 against the New York Jets. That game was a microcosm of what the Steelers hoped to get from him all season long. Austin was fantastic, showcasing his explosiveness, making key plays, and earning himself a significant role on offense. It's clear that the coaching staff sees his potential and trusts him to be a key piece in their passing game. But at the same time, the NFL is a league of constant movement. One game, one big play, can change the narrative, and the rumors about adding a veteran receiver to strengthen the room are always lurking in the background. For now, Austin's momentum is carrying him, but the pressure to keep producing is immense because, as we all know, the NFL is unforgiving, and one bad game can quickly turn the tide. Roman Wilson, the other young receiver vying for snaps, has also been impressive in his own right. He's shown flashes of brilliance, and the coaching staff clearly has high hopes for him as well. The question is, how long can the Steelers count on these young players to carry the load? And that's where the potential trade or signing of a veteran might come into play, especially considering the fact that the Jets, a team that's been in the headlines for all the wrong reasons this season, have a veteran receiver named Allen Lazard who's been somewhat out of favor lately. Lazard, as many of you know, has a solid track record, especially when paired with Aaron Rodgers, with whom he's had a good chemistry over the years. Now, Lazard was inactive in the Jets' last game, and that's raising eyebrows. It's a sign that the Jets might be willing to part ways with him, especially if they're looking to shake things up or give younger players more opportunities. The interesting part is, Lazard's situation could be a golden ticket for the Steelers. Imagine adding a veteran with NFL experience, someone who knows how to get open and make plays, even if he's not a superstar. It wouldn't be a game-changer overnight, but it would certainly bolster the depth at receiver and give quarterback Kenny Pickett another reliable option. But of course, it's not that simple. The Jets have already made some significant changes this season, replacing Aaron Rodgers with former Steelers quarterback Justin Fields, and they might be reluctant to part with Lazard unless they get something substantial in return. Still, the rumors are swirling, and Rodgers himself might be making some calls behind the scenes, trying to convince the Jets to keep Lazard or to facilitate a trade. From the Steelers' perspective, adding Lazard wouldn't necessarily turn the tide overnight, but it could provide that veteran stability and experience that is sometimes needed, especially during those tight, high-pressure moments in games. Think about it. Lazard's chemistry with Rodgers was undeniable, and even if he's not the same player he was a couple of seasons ago, his NFL savvy and route-running ability could be just what the Steelers need to complement Austin and Wilson. The team's current depth chart is promising, But injuries, slumps, or just the natural ebbs and flows of the season could make having that veteran fallback invaluable. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Why not just stick with what we have? Why add Lazard if he's not a marquee name? Well, that's a fair point. But in the NFL, depth and experience are often the difference between a good team and a playoff-caliber team. The Steelers have shown resilience and promise early in the season, but they need consistency at the receiver position. Austin, Wilson, and the rest are still young, still developing, and they might hit a rough patch or two. Having Lazard in the mix could be the insurance policy that keeps the passing game afloat during those times. Plus, Lazard's familiarity with the league and his proven ability to make tough catches could give Kenny Pickett that additional security blanket he needs on third down or in critical moments. Let's not forget, the AFC North is a division where every game counts. Teams like the Ravens and Bengals are loaded with talent, and the Steelers can't afford to fall behind because of offensive struggles. Improving the receiver core even slightly could be the difference maker in close games, especially when defenses are stacking the box or double covering other threats. And with the season still very much in the early stages, there's plenty of time for the Steelers to make a move, whether it's a trade or a signing, to give themselves that extra edge. But what about the fans and the excitement around these potential moves? It's always a wild ride. You see the energy, the hope, the anticipation of adding that one piece that could propel the team into the postseason or even deeper. And while Lazard might not be the superstar many fans dream of, he's a proven NFL player with playoff experience, something the Steelers could definitely use right now. Imagine him lining up in the slot, catching a crucial third down pass, or helping to stretch the field. Those are the kinds of things that can keep a season alive. And speaking of the season, the Steelers have had their share of ups and downs so far. The defense has been solid, as always, thanks to their tough, disciplined style of play. But the offense has struggled at times, especially when it comes to consistency in the passing game. That's why the receiver position is so vital. The team needs reliable targets, players who can step up in big moments, and who can help Kenny Pickett develop that chemistry he needs to become a true franchise quarterback. The addition of a veteran like Lazard could help accelerate that process, providing stability amid the youthful exuberance of Austin and Wilson. Looking at the bigger picture, this situation highlights how the Steelers are always strategic, balancing youth with experience, talent with opportunity. The front office and coaching staff are always looking ahead, trying to build a team that's not just competitive today but sustainable for years to come. They've seen the value of veteran leadership in the past, and bringing Lazard into the fold could be a smart move, especially if it costs them a reasonable draft pick or a conditional trade. It's all about making smart, calculated decisions that give the team the best chance to succeed. And let's not forget that the Steelers' history is rich with stories of overlooked players stepping up, of mid-season additions making a huge impact. Think about when guys like Santonio Holmes or Hines Ward came through the ranks. Sometimes, it's those veteran players, with their leadership and experience, who can make all the difference in critical moments. Lazard, with his NFL know-how and the chemistry he's built with Rodgers, could be that kind of player, an underrated piece that fills a crucial role. Now, I know many of you are eager to see what the future holds, whether Lazard gets moved or not, and how the Steelers will navigate this season. But one thing is clear, the division is ripe for the taking, and the Steelers are positioning themselves to be serious contenders. The team's coaching staff has been emphasizing discipline, execution, and resilience, and they're clearly looking to fine-tune the roster as the season progresses. The wide receiver room is one area that could see some exciting developments in the coming weeks. And that leads us to the bigger picture. What does this all mean for the Steelers' Super Bowl aspirations? Well, it's simple. Every move, every addition, every tweak on the roster is about creating that winning formula. The Steelers have always been a team that values grit, toughness, and smart football. If they can add a veteran like Lazard, even if it's just for a short-term boost, it could be the piece that pushes them over the edge in a tough playoff race. They're building a team that can adapt, that can overcome adversity, and that's exactly what it takes to get back to the Super Bowl. So, as we watch this season unfold, keep an eye on the receiver situation. The Steelers are always looking for ways to improve, and whether Lazard becomes a Pittsburgh Steeler or not, the message is clear: they're not settling. They're aiming high, and they believe in their core, their young talent, and their strategic moves. The AFC North remains as fierce and unpredictable as ever, but with each game, the Steelers are proving that they're still very much in the hunt, ready to make noise. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. Do you think Lazard would be a good fit? Are you confident in Austin and Wilson to carry the load? Or do you think the team should make a bold move and go all in on veteran reinforcements? Whatever your thoughts are, I'm eager to hear them. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. We're in this together, and the best is yet to come.